why is it always something that you got to say about me? I don't bother you. I don't, whatever you do, that's you. I respect you as the OG of the league. Why is we still doing this?
Yo, peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
You know what it is. My name is Kazeem Famuyide. You can call me Kaz.
And it's your boy, the Kid Mero, the human durag flat, baby. This is a Wave original. It's presented by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Today, you know what I'm saying? We have a special guest. You know what I mean? He is the first overall pick in the 2004 draft, 8-time NBA All-Star, 3-time DPOY, that's Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? 2020 NBA champion. You know what I mean? Got the ring. You know what I mean? Along with our guy Melo, he is a 2025 first ballot Hall of Fame nominee. Today we got Superman in the motherfucking building, ladies and gentlemen. Dwight Howard is in the building, ladies. You know what I'm saying? What's good, my guy?
Welcome, G.
What's shaking?
Good to have you. Good to have
We
you.
here early. You know what I mean? Word.
This is what I mean when I say we got the best pod out. I mean, there ain't nobody
Number one.
that got two, not just one, but two first ballot Hall of Famers on the couch, man.
feel
So
me?
Dwight, I know Melo got to talk about it when he got his nomination, but we didn't get to hear from you, man. How's it feel to be on that ballot?
Amazing. I don't think his words can really describe the amount of effort and energy you got to put into this game, and just to be able to look up and say, man, I'm about to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's just shows how much we've dedicated ourselves to this sport. And I'm so thankful to God for just allowing me to play for as long as I played, for allowing me to do all the things I've been able to do and to still be healthy. So man, I'm just I can't wait to walk across that stage.
I mean, more than that, I feel like anybody who grew up in the slam era or following online, is before the NBA. I followed you since high school. So a lot of the folks that grew up watching the game this year, they feel like they watch you all grow up. So y'all be in that class of people that are just not just Hall of Famers, but we see now as teenagers to grown men and now living icons. It's crazy to see. It's crazy to see.
It was 2 years after, right? So I think they was the last class where you could come out of high
Go
school.
straight to the league. Yeah.
Right? It was so many niggas in that class. I was coming out of high school.
Everybody.
I think I went to that game, the McDonald's game. Was it Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
And
The
Oklahoma
most
City.
boringest place to have the All-Star game. Last year the year before they had it for Bron in Cleveland, so they had it for his hometown.
Yeah, we had it in New York.
And y'all had, but we have ours in OKC. It's nothing there but the Ronald McDonald House, man. They tripping, man. What are we doing? Yeah, what? That's it. I'm like, hey, I'm going to New York or something.
So hold on. I just want to give you your flowers, champ, because I don't think you get enough flowers, right?
I appreciate that.
I don't think you get the credit that you deserve in the sports and basketball, right? When it comes to the game of basketball, when it comes to what you attributed to the sport, what you attributed to the game of basketball, how you did it, right? I don't think you get enough credit for also shifting the game of basketball in the mid-2000s, right? You really shifted the game and the dynamic of basketball, right? You took on a role that not many centers was able to take on. Coming from Shaq, you know what I mean, being passed down from everybody else, you was that next one. So I don't think you got enough credit on your career and what you brought to the game of basketball. So like I told you before, man, you deserve your flowers. Fuck everything and all the shit that's going on out there. We was on the same team in LA. We got a chance to play on the same team at the end of our career, right? So we had a different type of dynamic and feeling and mindset. It was just yo, we here, man. We just gonna enjoy this shit. We gonna have fun. Look at the team. Look at who we got on the team. Look at the locker room. This is what we're around. So let's enjoy this shit. But his whole career, right? I think a lot of the things that you've been through in your career overshadows all of the things that you brought
with basketball
to the game of basketball.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you flowers on that. To that point, why is that? Why do you feel that way? Do you still feel that way in a sense?
I just feel now looking back on it, I feel like all of us go through this period where once we come into the league, they build us up. They do whatever they can to build us up. They make this story of us, and then when it's time for us to leave, they try to find a way to put us out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like that. I feel like in every avenue of TV or entertainment, you know, and I feel like I just got put in that same category. I went back and looked at a lot of things over the years, and you know, it does annoy me that, you know, the disrespect is crazy, but at the same time, I know what I did, and you know, that stuff is in the record books. It can't be changed, so I can't get upset at other people's feelings and thoughts. You know what I'm saying? It is crazy, but that's the world we live in, and that's just.
But we know as competitors that we have a different understanding of how that actually works and operates. It gotta hit you different. It gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta intake that differently because it's like, nah, nigga, this is what I did this. I did this. Y'all done seen this.
Numbers don't lie.
I proved this. Numbers don't lie. Like, what the fuck is it?
But what am I gonna who am I gonna get mad to and go off on and say all that stuff to?
Social media, nigga.
No. I'm
That's what you're gonna do. Crash out on social media.
I'm not saying crash out.
But like,
I'm not saying like social media. I'm saying like internally, like to yourself. Like you gotta feel like, damn, what the fuck is wrong with these niggas? Why I feel like I gotta always prove myself every single time? Why I feel like they raising the bar on me every single time I reach something?
Yeah. It is crazy. Even with when we won the championship in 2020, all of a sudden now it's the bubble championship.
Yeah,
it's
Mickey Mouse, the Mickey Mouse ring.
Yeah, and I'm like, everybody still played. Everybody went down there and played. So why is it an asterisk just because we won it? And just all these little instances where
you was on the team. That's why. I'm fucking with you.
That's my point. So
I'll say this though. I think in addition to that, I think the type of player you were too. I feel like the league in itself changed into you got to be 7 foot and you got to do X, Y, Z. And you were kind of like one of the last of the Mohicans of like straight paint and beast, like dominating in the middle. There's all this talk about like who dominated the Eastern Conference and all this stuff with LeBron and Cleveland, but like you were a big part of that too. Like there was a reason why LeBron didn't make it to the finals a couple times, and there was a reason why that the Celtics didn't make it to the finals a couple times. You and that Magic team, you know, stood out, and I think that's up to people who talk about the game and love the game to like remember, like, yo, it's not just like 2 or 3 players that dominated.
Nah, this was a generational run.
This was a generational
I think it
player.
was.
That team was different though, bro.
I think what it was when I went to LA and I didn't stay and left LA and went to
Houston?
You know, and then me and Kobe had that little rant. And I feel like because of how Kobe reacted and him being who he is as a player, people took that. It's like, oh, this nigga, he went to LA and he went soft and he ain't play good. So now that diminishes all that other stuff. And I'm like, that's stupid.
Right.
Even though whatever people can say, I went to LA and still killed it, still crushed it. But
I feel like there's always a bigger, obviously it's a bigger spotlight playing in LA, but the expectations, right? Like you going in there with Kobe, with Steve Nash, with all these players, and it's always like, all right, you know, Laker fans, you got to make that big trade, you got to make that big splashy move. And if it doesn't live up to it, you know, you get the opposite of that. It's almost like
it's deeper than that.
Backlash.
It's deeper than that because from the outside looking in and knowing Kobe, right, and understanding where his mindset was at, he's coming off of Shaq run. He's coming off of Gasol and them run, like Bryant. Like he's coming off of these runs with centers,
elite centers,
centers, right? So now, in his mind, that's the remedy to winning, right? I gotta have an elite center. I gotta have, in that offense, in that triangle offense, you have to have an elite center in that. Somebody who know how to pass, somebody who can say, you know what I mean? Somebody who really understand how to play on that block. Not everybody can play on the block, right? So you can't put anybody in that position in the triangle. Hope understood that. He knew he needed. He was the only one. What other center that could do what he do? Right?
So then, why would Kobe not want Phil Jackson to coach? at that time when we was there. Kobe wanted Mike D'Antoni, which was a totally different offense.
Remember, D'Antoni came from us. Remember, D'Antoni came from the Knicks with that open spread, fast-paced offense, right?
We was too old for that.
I'm not saying the offense was right for y'all.
You know it was wrong. Steve Nash was 95 when he played for the Lakers. Come on now.
Shout out Steve Nash.
Shout out to Steve Nash,
I'm
man.
telling him as a fan who may not know the mindset of what y'all was going through. Right? Giving you insight on what actually was happening. So because of that, Dwight was that. I can go get Dwight. We can implement him into this offense. He's still a dynamic force. He's dominant. He control the boards. He rebound. He block shots. He can score. You know what I mean? He just bring a different dynamic as a center. So he wanted to keep that kind of consistent, consistency throughout, because that's the winning formula.
So how do you
You
think
don't win without a big.
He knows that.
How do you think that affected you, like, mentally?
But they was wilding. Hold on, before that, they was wilding though. All-Star Week, them niggas was bugging out.
Yeah, by the time we got me and Kobe,
Them niggas was wilding.
talking about out in where was we at?
What's it?
All-Star Weekend.
What I'm saying, was that Dallas?
Yeah, the snow, right?
The snow.
Y'all
Yeah,
flew
I
together.
don't know,
and shit,
man.
y'all-
We flew together. We was on the same plane, and we didn't even talk. I'm like, yo, my nigga, it's just me and you with our families. we can't speak to each other. I'm like, nah, this ain't right. You said the movie, it ain't right, all right. I'm saying that to Kobe, it ain't right, all right. What's going on? Nah, for real, like, he know we
That's
was.
a fact.
Then when we got to the lockers, me and him was supposed to be next to each other because they put all the teammates. He over here, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I didn't know what was going on. So, man, that was tough to deal with when you got a player that you watched growing up. Man, I literally watched Kobe growing up, even though we played together and had all these disagreements or whatever people want to say.
Right.
It's still somebody that I, looked at like, dang, this Kobe Bryant, man. I want to be like that one day, be on that stage. And then now we teammates, and it's like, damn, this nigga's on mute with me. Like, what's going on?
Damn.
That was kind of rough.
Was that when you knew, like, all right, this ain't working, I need to move?
No, I didn't, at that point, I didn't
still
want
was trying to make it work.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, we still got second half of the season. I just got finished having back surgery. Like, I was supposed to be out a whole year. I came back in 4 months from the back surgery, herniated disc. Came back early. Then throughout that season, I tore my labrum. Tore my labrum and played through that. And I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck it. I'm here in LA. I'm with a list of bigs. Let me show my dominance. I'm not going to worry about injuries and nothing like that. And that was probably my worst decision, trying to play through all those injuries, just to prove to fans and people that I'm not who they say I am, or they trying to portray me as. And I thought that was stupid of me to do that.
Right. Well, you just mentioned the list of bigs, the roster, you looking at the roster and that impacting on how you approached coming back.
Yeah.
Free agency's coming up, you know what I'm saying? And speaking of the Lakers and they roster of bigs, Anthony Davis is quoted as saying, I think we need some more bigs out here. You know what I mean? I feel like we've always been, I feel like I've always been at my best when I've been a four, having a big out there. And you responded, it ain't that hard to find a center. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Like, I'm laughing because as you sell it,
Are you trolling for real?
As you say what AD is saying, I'm seeing AD speaking.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm envisioning him saying that.
I don't understand.
Come
like,
on, champ.
this really, every time I say it, it's upsetting because it's like, man, we had the perfect remedy for a team. Like, we had the perfect four-man. We had AD. Boogie was still on the team, and he was just getting healthy.
Yeah.
He ain't even play.
Yeah.
So it's like, now you bring those two pieces at the four. You got me and JaVale at the five. We don't need to play but 15, 20 minutes, if that. And we good, but I'm trying. I don't know, man. I mean,
Is this GM Dwight? You know what I'm saying? In his head?
this is like
you crunching the
real
numbers
shit.
and all that?
Like, if you play basketball, you're gonna look and be like, okay, this is the perfect team for LeBron. This is what he needed later on in his career.
Right.
Because LeBron can still, if he had that lineup, he could play 5 more years with these people.
I mean, to me, looking at it, it's not just this is the perfect lineup for LeBron. This is a perfect antidote for the Joker too, because he coming and now he's just dominating. And
I feel like
at
the
that
game
time,
is just easy.
yeah,
It's too easy for him.
yeah,
It's
like
too easy for him.
you can't platoon swap bigs at him to be like, yo, like he knows if he's going up against AD for 20, 30 minutes, a couple minutes later, he's gonna have to work whoever the backup big man is. But with that 2020 team,
whoever the backup big is for a team now, they're not applying the same pressure as an AD would. So, you know, I'm not trying to go back and play for the Lakers.
You sure that's not the best thing?
Allegedly.
My time is done.
Allegedly. His phone number's right here on the screen.
My time is done, man. I still got to live, man. I ain't trying to walk like Kenny Smith when I'm done. Shout out to Kenny Smith.
Shout out to Kenny Smith.
I did not mean that, Kenny
Don't fall
Smith.
out your chair. Relax.
Don't fall no more out your chair. But I don't want to end up like Kenny Smith or Christopher Reed. That was a joke.
So, but yo, so you see, nah, hold on. We gonna throw some graphics over there. So you was in your GM bag before, right? You know what I'm saying? Construction of a team, personnel, who versus who. How does Dwight Howard tell his big, or how does Dwight Howard himself stop somebody like Jokić? And what is the definition of shutting him down? Is he getting 25 still? Is he getting 30 still?
He ain't gonna shut him down.
If he played in the era that we grew up in or we started in, then I'm going to be on him from the time he get in the game to the end of the game. The pressure, every play I'm going to the glass, rebound. Every rim run, I'm going to try to get to the front of the rim. I'm putting as much pressure as I can on him on the offensive end so he won't just have free reign to do what he want when he get the ball. So now my goal is to tire him out, make him use as much force as he can to stop me. And he's going to have a tough time having to deal with me in my prime, running the floor every time, being up on every play on defense, hitting him in the chest, boxing him out. Every time I'm hitting him in the nose somewhere, I'm doing something illegal. I'm doing something illegal. He used to get mad at me. Dwight, don't do that dumb shit tonight. All the time. Every time on the rebound. Every time on the rebound, he knows as soon as we get to the rebound, I'll swim move, elbowing somebody in the chest.
Some D-lineman shit.
Every time.
Big ass elbows, man. Them shit hurt.
That's what started the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I get the fuck out of here.
Because me and Melo was always getting into it, just off a rebound.
It feels like the NBA don't even let you fight in the paint no more. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Like they give you a little. I forgot what play it was that I saw in the past. I think Paolo Banchero got into a little mix up with somebody. They call it tech or foul. It wasn't even nothing crazy. It was just I think it was a dunk on. It was on Isaiah Stewart. It was on Isaiah Stewart.
Them
two
two
big dudes.
You gotta
Separate them quick.
And Isaiah Stewart need to go play for the Lions. He's in the wrong sport. Take him off the team right now. He need to be on the Lions.
But I say all that to say,
for real, you
He's a
see
middle linebacker.
When we played together, we seen Isaiah Stewart in action. Put him a helmet on, some shoulder. He don't even need shoulder pads. Helmet on, and tell him to get the quarterback.
Just block for Jared Goff.
For the Detroit Lions. They would get past the first round if they had Isaiah Stewart. He was in the wrong sport.
Yo,
Man, RPO. I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Stewart in the flat.
That's a fact. He was going after Bron. Crazy. And then y'all gonna say, hey, Dwight, if he get close, you gotta go get him. Nigga, what?
Fuck out of here.
He got it, bro. Ain't nobody finna fight, man. I'm too over this shit. And this young man he fighting through security. He jumping through everybody. They talking about some go get him, Dwight.
Nah.
What? He sound like Frank Vogel. Asking me to come in the game at the last 10 seconds. For what? Frank, the game over with.
It's over, bro. I'm not catching an injury.
You crazy.
Trying to stop this dude.
What was that moment like though? Because we all saw when he was trying to swim through, trying to get to
man.
Wow.
If he would have got LeBron, then they would have been over. They would have canceled the whole NBA.
What?
Breaking news: Commissioner has shut the NBA off. LeBron James is out indefinitely for life.
It's Jover.
What? I'm telling you. Listen, Isaiah's still crazy.
Oh man, but
that was a good time, man. I miss the time playing with Melo, man. That was a real. We played together in the Olympics, you know, and that's when I really got a chance to like see Melo for who he was, and that's all. He's always been one of my favorite. Not just players, but people. You know what I'm saying? Because of he could have had a choice to join in with some of the BS that people would say with me or about me, but he never did. He always stayed the same. He always always was the same. So I always tell him anytime I see him, anytime we was together with the team, whatever, you one of the ones.
He's the peace guy, bro.
Peace guy, whatever you want to call him, Melo, peace guy. But
I was a peace guy.
I respect him just for how he handled all those situations, because he could have went along with some of the nonsense, but instead he stayed 10 toes down. So I appreciate that.
You know that.
Y'all relationship is super interesting because, I mean, now it's nothing to know high school players and know like the prep to pro sort of pipeline, because it's kind of given. But when y'all were coming up, it was still pretty new. You know what I mean? Like seeing guys in high school play on ESPN was still pretty new. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I remember that.
I was watching them.
Yeah, exactly.
I was watching him and what's the Hakeem Ward? Y'all was playing at Syracuse. I just remember watching y'all play like, dang, I want to get my jump shot like Melo. Then when I got to the league, I started lifting weights. I couldn't get my follow through right.
Like Melo's, I had the Matrix going, Kevin Willis and shit. I couldn't get it all the way out.
And then when I got with Melo in the Olympics, every time I shot a free throw at my head, I was like Melo. And I swear that was the best free throws I had. My whole career was doing the Olympics. I was saying Melo. And it worked. And I got back to the league, started lifting more weights.
This was backboard.
Line drive. Shit bouncing right back to you like, all right.
I had to work on my lob game. That's all I was doing.
But speaking of that, your game is I don't want to say classic, but like kind of like traditional big man, like give me the rock in the paint. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna play this bully ball. I'm gonna get these rebounds. I'm gonna defend the paint. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel like that era is compared to now? And like, is the NBA failing?
No, I don't think
big
it's
man?
failing. I just think that the passion is different. I feel like when we was coming up, it was kind of like we had something to really strive for, to get out of our situations. But now these guys got it coming in. They got NIL deals. They got money, whatever it is. So now I feel like the passion is a little bit there. I don't see the emotions that we had when we were playing, and the difference in players. Like everyone knew Melo with I can't even do it.
Three to the dome. There you go. Come on, son.
That drink. That's what it was. Oh, there you go. Shit, I can get my fingers right.
But now, everybody had their own, their signature.
Yeah.
And now it just seemed like everybody is just bland. It's not the same. So it's a great time. I think basketball, NBA is more global because of the internet and YouTube and all that stuff. But I don't think it's nothing like when we grew up and played. Totally different.
It's funny y'all bring up the Olympics, because I always thought that, before the Redeem team, that was a big shift in the way people saw the NBA big man. Like they saw, these European guys coming in, handling the ball, shooting from outside, doing all this type of stuff. And then in 2004, we send, the game in FIBA is different than the game in the NBA. So
No, I don't do that. Don't disrespect us like that.
I'm not disrespecting.
Don't disrespect.
You see my man's in Qatar? You seen him in Qatar with
what was happening at
with
the time.
sand?
Okay, we had Tim Duncan.
The shift happened like pretty shortly after that.
We had 04 Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
We had 04 Lamar Odom. Like, hello.
Yeah. But I'm saying they wouldn't let him
Smallberry,
play that sort of way.
We had
Y'all had a squad.
Yeah. I mean, legends on that team.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the way people
had
looked
the
at
young
big man,
niggas.
the way people scouted it, the way people wanted to develop it, they looked at guys like Dwight as almost like as a detriment. It's like, all right, if you can't stretch the floor like this, Yugoslavian dude that we just saw.
They want us to shoot.
I'm gonna tell you who changed our game, man.
Who changed it?
It's a big Greek motherfucker that's over there. What's on the Greece team?
Baby Shaq?
Baby Shaq. Right?
Baby
So
Shaq.
listen,
Got his
06,
name, yeah.
them beating us in we playing Japan. In 06,
Japan.
that changed the game. That right there changed the way pick and rolls was played in the NBA. Like the way Greece orchestrated the pick and roll against us. That right there was
how so specifically? Like, what was the difference in what Greek did and what
they did? Like a high pick and roll with the 5, and he would roll, and it was Baby Shaq. So it's like he was bringing a lot of attention. Then the other man would pop. And so if we went with a smaller lineup with Melo at the 5, then he was able to duck in on Melo and try to get easier points. And then when it was a bigger lineup with myself and Chris Bosh or Booz, we wasn't able to get to the shooter fast enough because we was always trying to get back to the paint. So we had to switch up our style after that, and they beat us with that one play.
They beat us with one play.
One play.
Wow.
But this is when like guards was able to come off a pick, rescreen, come back off a pick. Like
Right.
you in the pickle after the first
pick.
screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think you set, and then another one come, you got to chase back off or go under.
Mm-hmm.
Now you in position for failure at that point in time. So
Man.
I forget, he was on the team, but that moment, that game changed to me. Changed how pick and rolls are ran in the NBA.
All right. Well, no disrespect to the 04 team.
Yeah, don't disrespect us, man.
Always got love for the 04 team.
They don't even
Shout
like
out
to talk
Marbury.
about the redeemed team. Why we don't get respect?
Y'all had a whole documentary on Netflix. We saw
That is
it.
a fact.
That's where the name came from, champ.
I think it's
they
some proper
try to say
respect.
that the dream team, we'll beat the dream team. We'll have them sleep.
I believe it.
We'll
I've been
I
on
think
this
we'll
train
beat the
for
dream
many
team,
years.
man.
You can check my Twitter. I've been saying this
Who
for
gonna
years.
stop? Who gonna stop Olympic team Melo? Who they gonna put on him?
You got Braun, you got Wade, you got you got Bosh. And on top of that, Bird was Bird, but Bird was not Bird no more. You know what I mean? Like,
Bird was 38.
yeah, back was
Magic
messed
too,
up.
man.
Magic
It
was a
was
little
both
old. I'm like,
Magic
this is
still was
we
a
taking
bad
a dream team
motherfucker.
at that time.
There's
We're
no
taking
way
a
they
dream
beat
team at
us.
that
Magic still
time.
was bad.
It's
I don't see it.
You had to worry about Barkley.
Yeah.
Like Barkley.
Baby
like,
food.
Barkley and Mike.
Barkley, huh?
Baby
and Mike.
You
food.
said Charles. You said Barkley would be baby food, Dwight.
Yeah, Charles Barkley, baby food. Yeah. What's up, Charles?
He said, no, man. Oh, baby food. Why would you call me baby food,
Baby
man?
food. Shaq, what you think about that, Shaq?
Cameron said one thing about, baby food. Baby food. Baby food. You come and get some baby food.
All right, fellas, the Atlanta Falcons are up 20 at the half. These guys are bugging the fuck out. Yo, so he said himself, Olympic Melo, everybody knows. He's one of the Melo, you know what I'm saying, evolutions. We got Hoodie Melo, we got Olympic Melo.
Yeah.
What does Olympic Melo say that Dwight brought to that team? You know what I'm saying? Like
He was the
game-wise, mentality-wise,
He was-
anything-wise.
We all was young. We had a couple probably, we had a little bit of experience, myself, D-Wade, and Braun from 04 and CP. You know what I mean? So we had a little bit of USA experience. He was the young guy coming in, right? But at the time, remember a lot of guys was backing out of playing on USA basketball. Like 04, a lot of those guys said no. I think it was like Garnett and like that whole crew was like, nah, So that's how we was able to make 04. So now we get to 06 and we got to put another whole team together. Now it's tryouts. Now it's like, yo, we don't know what the fuck going on over here.
Crazy.
Tryouts was really like rec league tryouts, though. Like in 06. Like it was niggas was in there trying to kill niggas for a spot.
Crazy.
They doing suicides and shit.
Man, it was like a real NBA tryout.
Yeah,
It's tough.
It was
tough.
so imagine you going in like I'm the shit, or he think he the shit, and you gotta try out.
For
Yeah, niggas in
real
there with the pads
tryout.
and shit.
Niggas just
You on
doing all
in the
types
For
of
post.
real
shit.
tryout. Like,
Right?
for real.
So now, by the time we get to 07, now we get serious. We put structure around USA basketball. You got to commit 3 years. Like, you have to commit. Right? So once everybody committed, we seen who was committed. So from there, everybody start finding their roles and start envisioning what their role is going to be on the team. Him as the center, he was the anchor. He was the athletic. He controlled the paint. He was dominant. He was unstoppable in 06 and 07. Like that, he was unstoppable. So on a European level, they couldn't, Gasol and the Gasol brothers, and you had Luis Scola in Argentina.
Yeah.
Like you had Lithuania who had the twins. Like they was, you know what I mean? They was
pretty nice.
Big dude.
big squads.
Yeah.
Australia, physical. You know what I mean? So you just had Bogey. There was a bunch of before Bogey though.
Yeah.
Bogey was young.
Yeah, he was.
They had
came after
big
me.
physical motherfuckers over there.
Oh,
And
shit.
FIBA just a more
kangaroo fight?
physical
So
type
it's
goal
like
anyway.
we coming
yeah.
like this is the anchor of our team, and if the team was orchestrated perfectly, centered around him being the anchor of the team. So that's when you ask me what he brought to the team. He brought some young enthusiasm, like just fun, laughing, joking all the fucking time, like fresh out of high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the energy that he brought to the team.
Did that like pick up like the veterans? You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, sometimes when you're doing like Olympics, international stuff, you get a little jaded. Like, yo, man, all right, we doing this again, run it back again.
Yeah.
Did having that young, you know what I'm saying, like enthusiasm, like boost y'all shit up?
Well,
you know what I mean? Did y'all start doing pranks and shit?
After we lost, it was like, we got to really like,
I was about to say, in addition to that,
they got to lock in.
That was your first year? Your second year?
That was my second year. So I wanted to I didn't understand it. Because I'm so young coming into the situation. They had already went through the failure or whatever, and everybody talking about how bad the 014 was. So I'm like, dang, I don't understand none of this. I'm just going to go out here and have as much fun as possible.
This the Olympics. Like, I'm playing with some of the best players in the world. Like, I'm not thinking about nothing but hoop. So looking back on it, we done played so long. It's just like coming back now, like how important those moments was, and I wish I would have
really just took more in those moments, because it went by so fast.
Do you think there was too much happening at that time for you to be like, oh man, this is the Olympics. This is like the pinnacle of sports globally.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I got to compete with all of them, because we go back to the NBA and we're going to be playing against each other. So while I'm there, I'm like, I got to show him I'm good. I got to show him I'm good. So when we get back, these my rivals, you know, not understanding like this really for our country and what it represents on the larger scale. I didn't really understand that until I played in Taiwan, and I went and played in the Philippines after that, and I saw how much putting on that jersey and representing that country, just how those people were. And it was like a difference being in America. Everybody just felt like we were supposed to. So it was just like, y'all supposed to win. So we don't even care about watching to the gold medal game.
Right.
But these fans, they every game, every time we out, they there, every single moment. So I could feel the difference. And, you know, I was a little bit older, so, you know, let's say when you get older, you start to understand things more.
But more reflective.
Right.
Right.
It's 2020, gang. You know what I'm saying? As the youngest dude on that roster, though, when was the moment where you was like, yeah, like I'm one of them guys now? Like, you know what I mean? Where you have really kind of like earned their respect.
I guess when we was, I remember being in Korea.
Damn. North or South?
One of them Koreans.
No, you gotta get it right. We
went to the Army base, and we had like dunk
North
contests.
or South? Let's get this right.
Yo, I was playing 21 with Kim Jong-un, bro.
Was it South Korea?
Ball up top.
I'm gonna guess it was South
It
Korea.
had to be South Korea. We went to the Army.
I feel like you remember it.
Yeah, you trying to insinuate that I was along with you?
We was all there. It was me, Korea, you, Craig. We was in Debo's chicken coop.
Nah, Korea was bugged out.
Yeah, it was, but
Korea
just
was bugged out.
just for me at 18, coming in, seeing Melo in Syracuse, watching Bron from high school, CP3. You know, all these guys, and then I'm actually on a team with them, Jason Kidd. You know, it's just like, I didn't even understand what was going on. You know, I'm just looking at all these players like, man, I get a chance to play basketball with all these players, and I'm going to just try to dunk on everybody and smile. That was my whole goal. I just wanted to dunk, do my little snap my finger dance.
You know what I'm saying?
Salute. You know what I'm saying?
And they was on some
energy
what we was dealing with. They was on some, man, we got to win. I'm like, I'm trying to win
his
too,
fingers
but
and
I
shit,
just
and
want
we
to
like,
dance
To have a good time. I'm 19 years old. I just came out of high school with 16 people in my class. What? I'm playing with all these people. I'm happy as hell
That's a
playing
hell of a
basketball.
perspective, though, man, because I never looked at it
Yeah.
that way.
I'm coming from high school, man. Like my school was 16 people in my graduating class. So for me, this is the best experience in my life. I'm growing up watching these folks. I never watched the NBA game close until I got to the league. I've always had to watch in the nosebleeds. Right. So now I'm actually on the floor. All these things is actually happening. I'm enjoying this. Like, I'm in the league. I'm in the Olympics.
I'm cooking.
What?
I'm lit.
dunking. I'm jumping high as shit. This is crazy.
I'm top 10 players.
Yeah, I'm not even like,
Top two,
I
not
never
two.
thought like, okay, I'm going to be number one, or this is just, yo, I got a chance to, this is my dream. Like, since I was a kid, like, I wanted to be in the NBA and be one of the greatest to play. So now I'm actually playing. I'm finna enjoy this. Why would I be out here being mad? And, you know, there was moments where I would get mad on the floor, but why? For what? Like, this is the best life. I'm playing in the NBA. What's the purpose of me out here?
Do you think some of your peers or teammates probably saw that as a
they did,
as a detriment? Like
they did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did. Probably because they didn't have a understanding of me and how I am as a person. I took the game very serious. You know, there's no way you could play as long as I played. There's no way you could keep your body in the maintain the shape I've had to maintain for the years I played. No way you can get Defensive Player of the Year back to back to back. No way you can do all these things and not take the game serious. I've been on this path of greatness since I was 10 of saying I want to go to the NBA. So what am I not taking serious? Now, I've taken this path serious. It's just while I'm on this path, I'm going to enjoy this. This is the best path I could have ever chosen for my life. You know, I could have chosen to do anything else, but I said I wanted to go to the NBA, be the first pick in the draft, accomplish this, win championships, do all these different things, and I'm actually doing them. I'm going to celebrate these wins. If I just told myself in a goal, my goal this year is to get 1,000 rebounds. If I get more than 1,000 rebounds, you not think I'm going to go out there and be happy? What am I to be pissed off for? There's nobody out here that's going to piss me off while I'm playing. I'm not playing against these. The guys I'm playing against in the rafters.
Yeah.
That's who I'm going against. So out here, this is fun. And people kind of took that the wrong way, like I don't take the game serious. And I could have, in moments, been a lot better as a leader of a team, of being a little bit more serious in certain times. But how was I supposed to know? I'm 18 coming into this. Who's guiding me? Who's the person that's saying, hey, this is how you're supposed to, you know, be with a team as a leader, as a grown man? You coming into a grown man league. This ain't high school no more.
No.
It's totally different. So I'm learning all this on the fly. Everything that I had to learn in my time in the NBA is on the fly. Where am I learning it from? Who in my family, my background came and did what I'm doing now?
Right. Well, the funny thing is,
your team that's
I was about to say
on the roster. That's, you know what I mean.
Because we talk about that all the time on the show, man. Like veteran presence, having like a vet in the locker room. That when you come in and you are 18, you are a little green. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know media training, locker room stuff, dynamics, politics.
What can you travel?
You know what I mean?
Shit, you know?
I ain't know nothing.
Who was the closest thing you had to that locker room presence, that vet, to be like, yo, Dwight.
Jameer Nelson. But he was still young too.
Y'all came out the same year, no?
Like dude been on 4 or 5 teams.
So we had Steve Francis, Cuttino Mobley, you know, Tony Batiste, but all these guys that we had still there, they were in transition. So you got Steve Francis, he still want to hoop. And now you got a young dude coming in trying to take over the team. He probably looking at it like that. And I'm just looking at it like, I'm here, man, I'm just here. I'm happy as hell to hoop. He's like, man, this young nigga smiling all the time. He want my spot. Or, you know, that's how people could take it. So, you know, I didn't know who to really latch on to as a vet and, you know, and stuff like that. We did have Grant Hill. And at one point he said, we were a team full of characters and not a team with character.
Damn, shit, damn.
But I understood that then, you know, because we didn't know, man. He hit us with some shit mentally, like, fuck y'all, like, damn, we ain't got no character. Shit, damn, I am a character though.
That was a baller too. You just like that, man. He's saying a Grant Hill voice too.
You know, these guys, you know, this team full of characters, not team full of character.
Make that distinction. It's a distinction.
Kind of a bar distinction.
But after being in the league long enough,
that's a hell of a quote.
You know, I understood where he was coming from. So I thank him, even though he said it in the manner that wasn't good. I thank him for giving us that insight. You know, and sometimes we don't see it when we're young. We coming into this league, everything we want. You know, it's a little different.
I mean, and on top of that, you come into the league with like all these natural gifts. You 7 feet tall, you jump out the gym. You know what I mean?
I wish I was 7 feet.
6'10", 6'11", whatever.
That's crazy.
That's the craziest shit. Hold on, time out, bro.
Wait.
Time out. That is the wildest shit in the world to me. The NBA height measurement system. Who is in charge? Is it one person? Is it a computer?
How you
Computerization? 5'2" nigga that's doing the measurement.
He can't get up there and see.
He's just holding his head like, yo, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, he just come up with a
They talking about robot umpires in the MLB, bro. I'm talking about like robot fucking measurements in the combine.
Some
huh?
people-
He's 6'9".
Yeah, I'm 6'9".
6'9" is
for real.
crazy, bro.
Really?
Nah, there is
I
no
ain't
way.
that tall.
I got an uncle that just drink a lot of Buchanan's, bro, and he's 6'9".
Nigga's 6'9".
I ain't that tall.
Come
I ain't
on,
that
dog.
tall.
I mean, seeing you
shorty.
and Melo next to each other, now I'm like, oh, damn, he really ain't.
I ain't that
Nigga
tall.
said 6'9".
I was just jumping
About
all the
6'9",
time,
yeah.
and my shoulders was inflated back then. Somebody put some shit in my shoulders, so it made me look taller. But then after I stopped playing, the bitch just dropped.
All right, Dwight, I want to change subjects real quick. A few weeks back,
Mm-hmm.
we had Ali Sadiq on the pod. Big Houston native.
Oh, the comedian dude?
Yes. He came on, talked about Hakeem the Dream. And,
How he know?
and as somebody
Go ahead.
somebody who peruses all the IG comments, you hopped right in. He was like,
Because I
this is
saw
cat.
it and I was like, what is he talking about? I worked with Hakeem and then I stopped working with him?
I guess what he said, now I'm paraphrasing here.
He threw it a damn
when he was
towel.
here, he said, you know, everybody who went through the Dreams training program, you know what I mean, went on to, you know, be a great offensive big man, whatever it was. And he was like, there was
Who?
only one person
Name
who
him.
didn't do
Only
it.
one person ain't
We got the
finished.
clip right here. We gonna play
Dwight
it?
Howard.
If you won't get your game strong, come see the Dream.
Pay that fee though. Come see him.
But you coming to see the Dream.
Yes, sir.
I'm paying the fee.
But he
sir.
don't.
Yeah.
But it's only one person that did not complete that program. One person in the NBA that came to him and didn't complete his program.
Who was it?
Dwight Howard.
So he's saying it was a program, the Elijah Wan program,
The
that you
Elijah.
didn't complete.
How would
Elijah Wan
a
program.
comedian know that Hakeem Olajuwon had a program for basketball?
He was
That's his
out,
guy.
man. He's
That's
rebounding.
his guy.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
he's
Okay,
tapped
I
into
have
Houston,
worked out with
man.
Dream
so-
multiple times. I've never seen him at none of the workouts.
For one.
Okay.
Two, the reason why I went to Houston is because of the Dream. I wanted to work with him.
All right.
So the Daryl Morey, you know what James Harden said, wasn't lying. Daryl Morey, James Harden was correct on that part. I ain't gonna say what he said. Just
He
go
said
back.
something. What you talk about in China?
We talk about Daryl Morey.
Okay, yeah.
So
All right.
Daryl
boy's a
Morey had
liar.
promised that if I was to go to the Rockets, that I would be working with Hakeem Olajuwon. So that was what enticed me to go, because I'm like, oh hell, we got Hakeem Olajuwon. I get to work with him every day. Then we got Kevin McHale is our coach. I'm like, this is perfect. You know, I get a chance to have a coach that wants the bigs to succeed, and I get a chance to work with Dream. When I got there, Dream was not there. He was not there. He was not there almost all season.
Is it bait and switch?
So I mean, he got a family, he got life. They said he was out the country. So the guy who I worked with, his name was Carol Dawson. And Carol Dawson got me right. He passed away last year. God rest his soul. But he was a coach for Houston. He actually worked with Hakeem Olajuwon. But that was the person who got me right. And what's the comedian name? If he went back and looked at my years in Houston, I had some of my best footwork and post work playing in Houston. We played against Portland in the playoffs. I was going crazy off post-ups.
Yeah, I remember that time when it was like, I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, you good? Go
I remember
ahead.
that time when it was a period when you came back from off season, or like, it was a couple seasons where it was like, damn, if Dwight Howard get a jump hook, if he get a right jump hook, left jump hook,
It's over.
if he starts scoring in the post, it's over. Right? And then he came back, jump hook,
Right hand,
over the
left
left
hand,
shoulder,
every
right
hook
shoulder
shot.
jump hook, quick spin, you know what I mean? One dribble spins, like, so the footwork was actually, all of that was coming together. So, you know what I mean? Like, that work, to me, was very helpful
It was helpful.
for somebody who wasn't used to that type of work and understanding coming from somebody like the Dream, because that's deep level type of shit right there.
So, well, see, when I was working out with Dream, though, Dream was saying to me, Dwight, you have a left hand hook and a right hand hook. I specialize in only right hand hooks. That's what Dream was telling me. If you see a lot of my film, a lot of tapes of me, I'm always finishing with my left hand. You know, so that's what we worked on, a lot of stuff like that. And he was just shocked that when I got to these teams that they wouldn't allow me to do the stuff that we worked on. So it wasn't like I couldn't do all these things. I was prohibited from doing these things. I was told, if you get the ball, you do not shoot. You cannot shoot.
In Houston, they told you this.
This is after Houston. When I was in Houston, Daryl Morey made it a job to make sure that I got out of Houston. When I first got there, it was a lot of post-ups, and James really didn't like that type of lineup. So it became the one ISO with James, and then 4 of us watching, and we'll come set screens or get wide or whatever. And it didn't work after that. But
what was it like playing with James in that situation?
I thought me and James was going to work because I felt like he was a younger Kobe with better passing as far as for pick and roll. So I'm looking at it like, if I can play with somebody who's up and coming, who can score, throw great lobs, pocket passer, that's perfect for me because I'm a dynamic roller. Right. You know, I don't have to do too much work now playing with somebody who can score easy buckets. Right. I can get him easy buckets coming out screens. He can get me easy buckets with lobs and stuff like that. I'm like, man, this is a perfect match. You know, for me, they got shooters. The only reason that at the time it wasn't good for me to stay in LA because they really didn't have any pieces or anything like that they were telling me that they could keep. So it was like, you know, this might be a better situation for me. And, you know, at the time, I'm looking at like, damn, this me and Kobe going at it. You know, I don't think this is going to work out. I might as well go somewhere else with a younger team, team more my age. And it just didn't work out. But I did like playing with James for the first couple years. And then after that, I was like, dang, this nigga don't pass me the ball no more. What did I do to you?
Yo, what is it about that, man? Because I feel like every time free agency happens and you get a big and you get a guard, media, fans, hype it up. Yo, this pick and roll gonna be unstoppable. Yeah. This pick and roll gonna be unstoppable. And more often than not, it don't work out that way.
Man, I was so tight, man. I was tight about the me and Kobe because I'm like, man, this is me and Kobe. Like, I've been watching Kobe my life, and now I'm on a team with him.
And on top of that,
I know this pick and roll can work. Yeah.
On top of that, it's the lineage of Lakers centers too. Like you're supposed to be the next one.
That was my mindset. I'm finna come in here with Kobe, and I'm finna destroy whatever it takes. And I just felt like we just had the wrong offense for our dynamic. And I felt like we had some of the pieces that we had was probably not the best pieces for how we played. Kobe's more of a mid-range jump shooter. I'm duck-in type pick and roller, get to the paint. And I felt like we was always in each other's way with the offense that we had. I felt like if we would have had Phil Jackson's triangle offense, it would have worked perfect for us because there were times during that season where me and Powell actually had great numbers doing the high pick and roll and stuff like that and playing off of each other and then allowing Kobe to just finish the game. I felt like that was our best way to play. But also we didn't give it enough time, man. I wasn't patient with myself or with the team or with staying with the Lakers at the time, and I just being young and just want things for myself then, I'm thinking.
And Kobe cast a large shadow in that city too. So I could imagine how it could be difficult.
It was difficult, man. It was just like people was thinking I came there and I didn't want to play, you know, basketball. Like, I'm like, come on, man, I came here to win. I came here to win. I truthfully came to LA to put some banners up there. And, you know, to have injuries and to come out and just people thinking that you know, you didn't put forth your best effort.
Right.
And the soft shit kills me. I keep it to myself, but like, That's a word that pro athletes.
What I do,
that's
like a 4-letter road for any pro athlete. You call them soft. It's like,
come on, man, y'all you ain't witnessed what happens in the paint when I'm down there. Like
I'm tossing that word around too loosely today.
And I don't like it. I don't like it. So, you know.
And you got a guy like him telling you, yo, don't do that bullshit, bro. You be throwing them elbows, nigga. You better
everybody
calm that shit
always
down.
say that. Everybody, that's why, man, if you Melo pushing 40, so anybody 40
You pushing
and up,
42.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I was
saying, Udonis Haslem always got into it because he would say the same thing. Watch them elbows and shit, man. I know you about to throw one. And we would always get into it. So, like, that's just how I played. It was just my mentality. Like, I'm going to smile my ass off on the court, but I'm going to elbow the shit out of you at the same time.
Shit's got razor blades on them, man. What the fuck?
Super Bowl 59, one game, two teams, endless possibilities. And there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel Sportsbook.
Listen, whether you're predicting the first touchdown, who's going to take home MVP, or the coin toss, FanDuel makes it easy to place your bets and feel the thrill of every single moment.
With live betting all game long, you can jump into the action, adjust your bets, and ride the wave of excitement from kickoff to the final whistle.
Plus, to make the Super Bowl even sweeter, new customers can score $200 when you make your first bet. Just place a $5 bet, and if you win, you will get 200 bones in bonus bets. The Chiefs have done it again. They're the first team to come back after winning 2 consecutive championships. They're facing the Eagles in a rematch from 2 years ago. This time, though, the Eagles have Saquon. Whoo, the X Factor. Who you got, champ?
I'm going to go with Philly.
You on Philly?
Yeah. I want to see, Saquon, finish the season off the right way. I support Jalen, support AJ and those guys. Like, shit is rough in Philly, man. It's time to give them some new energy.
Yeah. Get some positive energy over there. Yeah. I mean, listen, personally, I love that Saquon storyline. You know what I'm saying? That would be a beautiful way to cap off a season for him because he got to move inserted into a video game, man. That's the type of season he had. You know what I mean? So that would be dope. That being said, though, Chip.
So download the app or head to FanDuel.com/7PM and bet with FanDuel, official partner of Super Bowl 59.
Speaking of the elbows, bro, and the impossibility, Andre Drummond, fellow, big, came out and said that his welcome to the NBA moment was guarding you and that you was impossible to guard. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was in Detroit. And I was playing in Houston.
He was in Houston.
I was in Houston.
He was just giving him work.
That was from working with Carol Dawson. Anybody go back and look at that game. We had just started working together. We had went for about a good month together at that time. And the stuff he was doing for my touch around the basket, all my little moves and stuff like that, he had me right. And so when I got a chance to play drum, one of my homeboys was like, hey, man, Drum, a big fan of you. He grew up watching whatever out in UConn. So I started watching a lot of tape of him. Like, man, I like young fella, but tonight I got to go at him. Got to go at him. But it wasn't nothing disrespectful on him. It was just like, hey.
Playing the game.
You in the way.
Yeah, you in the way.
He's kind of cut from the same mold you are. So it's like, all right.
It ain't your time yet.
It ain't your time.
But I love Drummond, man. I'm glad that his mindset has kind of shifted, and it take a lot of situations in this league to shift your mindset. I heard him talk a couple times about going from $100 million to vet minimum, and that mindset shift. And it could take a lot. It's a big ego, hit, so.
But he's Jamaican, right? Jamaicans, they know, bro. Like, they keep a job. They keep a job.
He's Jamaican for real.
Why go out?
No,
Jamaican with that one. He's like, blood, go out. Yo, Dwight.
Blood clot,
fire for that elbow, Dwight. Fire for that, man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You mentioned I want to take a little bit back about the playing style in LA and Houston. You mentioned that if you had that triangle offense that Phil had, you felt like it probably would have had more success with Kobe.
I do.
And the reason why I kind of thought you was one of the last of the Mohicans as far as big men is concerned, because around that same time, here comes D'Antoni, here comes the Suns, here comes the Warriors, here comes all these running guns.
That's new basketball, and that stopped that. Just think about when that started happening, the bigs got less and less play time because of that. D'Antoni worked with the players that he had. He had a fast rolling big in Amari, then he had Tyson, and then he had the Matrix, in Phoenix as well. So he had those quick, dynamic rollers. He had the guys that can space the floor. And then he had a guard who can penetrate, find guys and score for himself. Now you play with an older team like the Lakers. We not moving as fast. You got a older Kobe. You got Pau Gasol, who's not a fast up and down player. I'm the fastest big because that's what I came from, just running the floor. So that will work if it's just me and Steve Nash and shooters, because that's what I came from in Orlando.
Right.
But with this team here, no, you got to slow us down because that's how Kobe played. Kobe not that up and down the whole game. Kobe went slow pace. He can't score any way, but that's Kobe's pace. And then you got Pau, myself. That's how we was beating teams when I got to LA, and just beating them down in the paint. So I felt like if we would have did that more when I was with the Lakers, that would have saved Kobe from, probably the Achilles injury, for having to overwork himself. But man, that was a good time, man. I was super sad, the news when Kobe passed away.
This week it makes 5 years, the anniversary since he passed. I mean, obviously you two have relationships with Kobe.
I know Melo had I know he had a stronger bond with Kobe, and a lot of people always talked about me and Kobe's bond because of our little fights that we had.
I mean,
like
it's an interesting dynamic with both of y'all in your relationships with Kobe. I mean, y'all shared the court together as Olympians, but obviously, things off the court, on the court was different.
It was.
You and Kobe was like this. You and Kobe maybe not so much.
Yeah, we had some moments, but
to not to cut you off, but like, do you kind of like chalk that up to like the mentality? Because people who the person that they compare Kobe to the most is Mike.
MJ.
And Mike is the type of guy when you see in The Last Dance, he almost was moved to tears. He was just like, yo, that's just the way I play.
Yeah.
And if you was with it, you was with it. If you wasn't, you wasn't, man. But I was just trying to have everybody win. It's a team game. You know what I mean? So do you chalk it up a little bit to that mentality of like, yo, I just want to win at all costs, bro. And if I got to be on your ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to try that.
It wasn't like he was never able to tell me anything. I was a person that will always listen. That's the reason why I was like, I'm in LA, I get a chance to learn from Kobe. I get a chance to learn from Steve Nash. I get a chance to learn from Pau and all these veteran guys. But as a young guy, sometimes you're going to have some pushback because you're trying to figure it out too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm playing with all these older guys, and Kobe, I'm learning, hey, how do you close out games? Now, how do you be this killer in these fourth quarters? What's your mentality for all this? Like, I'm watching, trying to learn all this. Like, I'm not trying to shy away from it. Never shying away from the limelight or whatever, the bright lights of the game.
Right.
It was more so, man, this is a whole new situation. You asking an 18-year-old guy that done went from high school, the smallest school, Christian school in Georgia, to the whole world. Now you asking him to lead a whole bunch of grown-ass men that he don't even know how in this area how to do this. So, that takes some time. That takes some actual guidance, and that was not something that, fortunately on the NBA side, I didn't feel like I had.
That's something that you reflect on, that you have reflected on now, looking back at, right? Yeah. But he made some good points. Like, I want people to understand that, like what he just said, like the fact that you, this young guy coming into the league, and you're put into a situation with, say, grown-ass men, right? But you have the talent. You are the guy.
Right.
At 20, 21, 19, coming in, right? So now you have all of these older guys that really have no connection with you.
Right.
We have no connection. The only connection I have with you,
Court,
is winning. And if you don't do what you got to do in order to win, we ain't fucking with you. Right? So that perspective is where 2-4 was at. I want to win. Fuck everything else. I don't care about what they said about you joking. I don't care about what they said about you laughing. Like, I don't care about that. When it come time to work, let's work. Let's win.
Right.
And when you going through situations like that, it's hard for you to fathom that. It's hard for you to see it or understand it because nobody's gonna sit you down as a young player and tell you that. Nobody gonna sit you down and tell you, yo, this is how you're supposed to move. This is how you gotta operate. This is how you deal with this situation. They don't have time for that. Like, we've all been in that situation, and some guys are just more like strenuous with it, but then others, and it's like some guys are just like, yo, I got you. Like, I'm gonna help you out. I got you. But I still gotta go do this. But I got you. You know what I mean? I got you. Some guys is like, nigga, figure it out. Yeah. Like, I need you. Like, figure this. I need you to figure this shit out.
What is a grown man gonna tell another young grown man? And because we're all going through this battle together. You know what I'm saying? So that was very tough. I appreciate that.
Did you? Because I'm saying that to these young guys today too, coming into the all the time. A bunch of older niggas. Oh in the
man, he's like fucking old watch nigga, man. Goddamn. Talking all this shit, man. Nigga talking about, yo, respect the game. Nigga, don't shoot my man. Fuck at it.
It's so much stuff, man. It's so much stuff.
Before Kobe passed, did you guys ever reconcile?
We had some moments, but I don't think it was like I never had no ill will towards Kobe Bryant. Like, was I upset on how the Lakers thing ended? Hell yeah, because this is, you got one of the greatest players to ever play. And, people are taking anything he says or whatever at face value. So now everything is, Kobe said this or Kobe said that, so he must be this way or like that. So it's like, damn, like, I got to get my fair share. So, after playing with him, after seeing him as a player, transition to retired and the family man and seeing him, bring his daughters, to the game and stuff like that. It's like, dang, like, we was competitors. Now that it's over with. Like, we just men trying to, be better for our kids and raise our families and stuff like that. It's a whole different dynamic. So, I took that competitor cap off with him, and it's just like, man, this Kobe, like the man, you know what I'm saying? I pray for him, pray for his family, all that stuff. So when he passed away, man, it just really just blew me away. I just remember being on the plane, getting a text message, that you just had gotten an accident, and it never had a teammate pass. Somebody that I played on the team with pass away. So that was kind of like a whole new experience. And then it being Kobe and all the stuff that we had happen with us when we were teammates and stuff like that, it just really, really hurt, seeing him leave. It was just like a blink of an eye. I just looked at him like Batman. Like a superhero, like nothing was ever gonna happen to Kobe. He was just gonna walk off somewhere.
Yeah, it wasn't just you. It wasn't just you, Champ. We all thought that.
He wanted it to work, though, Champ.
Huh?
He wanted it to work. I'm saying that because we used to have conversations about, for one, Dan Tony. He took Dan Tony from New York. You know what I'm saying? So he went and got that. Yeah. And then even with you, though, it was more like, yo, I got to see if he really want it. Like, I got to really see if this nigga want it. He got to want it. I got to see. Like, I want to see. Like, it became almost competitive to push you to be who he wanted you to be or who he thought you should be.
Well, I wish we would have had a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying that because we grown men now. You know what I mean?
I get that. I wish me and him was able to, at that time of playing together, as a young player, I'm not going to be the one that try to come up to him because I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, like,
yo, time out. Not to cut you off.
That's a big
point that we talk about on the show a lot. It's that gap between the generations of you being a younger dude, saying that you have this reverence for Kobe, where you wouldn't even be like, yo, damn, I'm gonna approach Kobe and be like, yo, can you help me work on my free throw? You know what I mean? Like, or just like how to move around, because you're the younger guy going to this vet OG icon, and you feel like you bothering him. And then from his side, he's looking at you like, man, this new young motherfucker all this shit, jumping over motherfuckers wearing capes and shit.
You think you know everything. If you ain't coming to talk to me, If you ain't coming to ask me, you think you know everything.
Right.
I understand that. How was I supposed to, I'm just looking at it like, and looking back on it, yeah, I probably should have been more of the person to go to him. And there were instances where I did. And it was kind of like, I don't know what happened after that. I thought it was, some good interactions between me and him when he first tore his Achilles.
Right.
Me and Jody Meeks, we drove out to his house, and I was just like, man, I know you had surgery, and I know how it is to be alone after surgery. And as your teammate and as a brother, man, I just want to say I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done had a back surgery. I know how it is to be sitting out. You want to play. You done played basketball your whole life. So if you need anything, I'm here. That's when I found out one of his favorite movies at the time was Pitch Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh shit. Yo, you can watch Pitch Perfect, yo.
Shout out my guy Skylar Aston, bro.
Watch
Big Knicks
Pitch
fan.
Perfect, yo. Yeah, so I was like, dang, this is crazy, but all in all, man, it just really hurt to, see that I had a chance to play with this legend like Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest, and with patience on my end, and our mentalities were he wanted to win, I want to win, but the way that I'm going about it was totally different.
Different approach.
Right. His mama mentality is his own thing. Mine is I'm smiling. That's my mentality. Smile through the storm.
You caught that mama mentality, champ. Like this.
Huh?
He got caught up in the mama mentality.
But see, Kobe's working out. I'm working out like Kobe as well. I'm in the gym. He asked me, remember he was saying, you got to make 1,000 jump shots a day. I'm doing that every day too. I'm doing my routines. I'm working on everything, trying to be that greatest. But I think just the perception, him seeing me maybe smiling all the time and maybe joking on the court with somebody when I should have been a little bit more focused in his mind. It's like
he wanted enemies.
Yeah, and I'm not.
And he wanted you to have enemies. That's what it was. That's what it was. This nigga's my enemy. I don't even know him. But that's what it was, though.
He don't want to see you dap nobody up.
Right, he had enemies, and he did what he had to do to create these enemies. Right.
Yeah.
Hence, he was taking that from, that mentality from MJ. So he wanted to create enemies in order for him to go out there and kill you, try to kill you, right? So he wanted you to have enemies. So you could be on the same page with me. No matter what happens, nigga, they our enemy, right?
Understand
and that was something that I think that Shaq was able to bring with him too, because Shaq started to have enemies. Niggas was elbowing niggas. Niggas was, what I mean? Was putting Matumbo out and shit like that. Like
Shaq is 7'5".
You see what it is, man? It's some bullshit.
390 pounds.
Nah, son, you come on, man. Part of the left like you. Come on, you. I'm talking about 6'9", my nigga. Come on, you Superman, champ. Like don't even. They had your statue in the arena, champ.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They built that arena for you. Like that.
Man, they ain't built that arena.
They built that for you.
You was one of them ones.
I know the business, champ. They built that for you. They wanted you. They said, you know what? We building a new arena, and guess what we putting in here, nigga?
Dwight Howard.
Flying through the concourse.
God damn it.
Hey, yeah, that
nigga used to go to the games, but yo, you seen the concourse? Yo, they got the crazy shit up the right over there.
That shit is crazy. Yo, they got Dwight dunking on a motherfucker out of a tornado.
I know. So
I never seen all that.
You seen it? They showed you the renderings.
No, see, that's the thing. I was never caught up in any of that stuff. Okay, like I was so literally in my own world.
Right.
Like it was basketball, and I'ma have fun. Whether it's going to the theme parks, I'm going to the movies with masks on to scare folks, whatever it be. I'm just trying to enjoy this life because it's short for one. This NBA life that we have, this is a dream. So, I was never into, and once I started to get into that the politics and the emotional side of it, that's when it kind of messed up the game for me.
Right.
Because I'm thinking about all this other stuff that come with it instead of just the pure joy that I was getting from playing the game that I love. So, I hate that I allow other people's opinions and, other people's emotions to get the best of me to where I say, man, I want to get out of Orlando because this ain't going my way or that ain't happening how I want it to happen. But just really having some, better guidance, as a young man, but where am I going to really receive that from? You know, I really, when I was coming up, I was trying to get in contact with the owner of our team a lot. You know, to ask him, hey, man, I'm 18, man. You done put a lot on me. Like, how do I handle this? Like, can y'all give me somebody to talk to or something? Because I don't know what the hell none of this is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you were reaching out.
I'm reaching out. Rich DeVos, God rest his soul and his wife, but, you know, reaching out to them, you know, calling the owners and the president of the team, like, hey, I need a little help. Nobody in my family ever had a $500,000, $1 million before, and I got a lot of it. What is this?
Trying to build that relationship.
Yeah, like how do I become an owner of something? How do I manage this money? How do I, you know, keep myself from myself in all these different situations? I just came up with vets who would say, hey, you got to have as much work as you can.
What do you mean by work?
I need a translation for the people at home. What you mean by as much work as he can?
As much work.
Because our audience might think that's something else. Yo. We don't want y'all to get in trouble.
Have as many jobs as you
need. We're not talking about what Frank Lucas and all that. That's not work, all right? We're talking about soft legs.
Right. Gotcha.
Females.
Gotcha.
Those was the work. That's what they would call them. So my vest was telling me you got to have all the work. So I thought that was the cool thing to do, is try to have as many pieces of work as you can.
Yo.
And that wasn't right. You know, looking back
if you had 2020 hindsight.
If I had 2020 hindsight, I would have went the opposite way of having as much work as possible.
That's very smart. Yeah. That's very smart, because those are the type of relationships that are very complicated. And you got another very complicated relationship.
And it did, you know.
With another dominant center.
With who?
Another dominant center, you know what I'm saying, in the league, you know what I mean? That is known historically as one of them ones. Shaquille O'Neal, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, both have had, you know what I mean, career-defining runs with the Magic, you know what I'm saying? Lakers, obviously, you know what I mean? Superman nickname. There's a lot of like crossover there where, you know, he might have gotten his bag a little bit.
But what?
You know, and the back and forth is like, as a fan, it's
never
entertaining.
no back and forth. I've never had a conversation with this man to where it was something of like disrespect.
Right, but as I said on the internet, IRL. On the internet, y'all go back and forth. Like, I guess like in person, probably that conversation hasn't been had.
I went back and forth with him on the internet one time, and that was as of recent, because it's like, why is we still doing this? Why is it always something that you got to say about me? I don't bother you. I don't, you know, whatever you do, that's you. I respect you as the OG of the league. I respect, but all this is like got to be cut out, because you're just going too far now.
So two things, two questions rather. Do you think it's a matter of Shaq is now a retired player? He's a member of the media. That type of stuff gets engagement. It gets people talking.
But it should be a code. It's a code. I got a code with Melo, and I don't know him personally like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like when we go back and all that stuff, but I'm not going to talk about his personal life. I'm not going to say nothing about Melo. Anything that has any negativity to it, I'm not going to speak on it when it comes to Melo, because he got family, he got kids, he got people that watch shows and they see what we say. So I'm not going to do that. And that's with any male, any female, period. If it's public, I'm not going to get out here and bash you or talk negative about you, because you have a life to live.
Right.
And words hold power.
Right.
So I don't do that. So
how does that get reconciled? Is there anything?
I mean, I have.
Before the reconciliation, where did it come from?
Yeah.
I don't know where it could have came from. I have no idea.
Do you think it's just hateration in his dancery?
It's no way it could be anything else. I don't have no
hate
affiliation.
Is a strong word, though.
That's why I say hateration in his dancery. I laid it up a little bit.
Hate is a very strong word.
Yeah.
I always ask myself, where did this start?
The source of all of this.
What was the first?
What happened?
I have no idea.
What was the first chirp?
I have no idea where it came from. I've seen stuff since I've been in Orlando about me trying to take Superman or things like that. But the Superman for me came from all the things I was doing in the community. It came from me jumping over teammates, me doing stuff in the weight room. All these different things is why they were calling me Superman. It wasn't because I went around boasting about being Superman and carried an S on my chest. There's nothing in my house besides a Lego piece that I was given or gifts that I was given that says I'm Superman. I don't put it on my body. I don't run around and say I'm Superman. I don't. That's just a name that was given to me.
That's the thing about nicknames. You can't give yourself a nickname.
Mm-hmm. You gotta earn it,
motherfucker.
People
it has to be given
me that
to you.
Nickname.
Right.
Nobody. I didn't go around. Never going around and call myself any nickname that I've gotten. All my nicknames have been what people have given me.
You know, Melo always speaks about the fraternity in the NBA, and you know, I think last episode we had something with Scotty where it's just like sometimes it might be generational, sometimes it's just. I don't want to use the word insecurity, but
it's insecurity. You can call it what it is. That's insecure when you got to speak on another man or female in any negative light. I feel like that's insecurity. There's nothing that I could say bad about someone if I don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
I can only speak positive. If it's something that's negative or something, I just feel like, in my opinion, I feel like that's some.
And somebody, and speaking as not just me, but like for the majority of people who just love the game, the way I grew up, the OGs, like after they're on their way out, there's always like not a passing of the torch, but it's like almost like a, yo, I'm gonna make sure this room is better than I left it.
To that point, I was over here thinking, to that point, right? At the time that you came into the league, Shaq was already getting older in the league, right? The fact that they were saying Dwight's the next Shaq. He's
same smile.
He's the new Shaq.
Not same smile, but same like.
He said same dunks, nigga. He said same smile.
I mean, in a sense, like they were both big, fun-loving centers, like the way Shaq was in Orlando.
Yeah, we
same way you was. You know what I mean?
But at that point in time, right? Do you believe that a lot of that has, because you can't figure this shit out. So I'm just trying to go back into times where you guys in the, you know, kind of cross.
It's never been a time where I've crossed the path with him and it was something out of disrespect. Even with careers, like I didn't
never dunked on him and was like old ass motherfucker.
I done dunked and been in the paint while he was there to talk shit. He done did the same thing, but it's like that's competition. Like when we on the court, of course I'm talking shit, whatever it may be, but I don't take none of that with me because it's just this is what we're doing for our jobs. You know, if you taking it off the court, then I feel like now that's when insecurities and other stuff come in because what are you really upset about? You are who you are.
Right.
There's no need for you to say anything about somebody else to tear them down in any type way. This man is one of, obviously we ain't got to get into what he's done for our sport. I watched this man when I was young growing up, when I played power forward. Never wanted to be him, never wanted to be like him, but I wanted to take some of his traits that he had and implement them in my game because I knew it was going to take me to a new level. And that's what every player does. I'm pretty sure his players he watched and said, you know what, I'm going to take that from him and use that. But he's still Melo.
Right.
I'm not going out trying to be Shaq off the court and make people laugh. That's just me. I'm naturally funny sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
People laugh at my jokes sometimes.
So since you're naturally funny, you have your natural personality and that doesn't really, you don't deviate from that. Do you think in Shaq's case, right? Because like when you look at Shaq, like you said, what he's done for the game is undeniable. But on the other side of things, he's always been an entertainer. He's the guy that's been playing in his prime, doing movies, doing comedy. He had the Shaq's comedy special. You know what I mean? Like all this type of stuff. So he's always been.
My son got a platinum record.
I was about to say rap albums.
You know what I'm saying? So like rapping with real songs with big, no made up shits. You know what I mean? Like, so taking that into account, do you ever like look at it through that lens? Now, at this stage in your career, in your life, where it's like,
this man 50 years old. I'm
just
pushing 40.
He's
like,
angry,
what? Just angry for no reason. Like, come on, like even like, and it's not just me. It's just every person that has been around this has been pulled down because of something that they have said. Charles to Penny to Kobe, everyone has dealt with some type of jealousy when it comes to him and their relationship. What am I got to be jealous over him for? Or hate or be envious over him? You know, it's that's not coming from me. So that's why the last time I was like, yo, bro, this is enough. Like, at some point, this got to stop. Either we can sit and talk like grown men or like,
Celebrity boxing on Netflix.
Well, I'm not trying to fight nobody. Like, that's whack. Like,
I'm trying to get you a bag, Dwight.
That's not going to solve nothing. That's not
shit.
going to solve nothing. We fight, I'm going to train my ass off like I'm fucking training for Rocky or some shit. I'm coming back crazy. I'm like, this
Creative Center Productions. You know what I'm saying? Promotions.
He's crazy, but no.
Creative Center Promotions presents
It's
Dwight
not
Howard,
about us
Shaq.
fighting. It's just like us coming together as two big-ass, giant black men. Hey, do you have an issue? If you don't, then what is it? Like, let's figure this out. Like, we too grown for this back and forth over social media. Like, we got a real life and we got social media. We got kids. You got grown-ass kids. You got relationships. Let's keep all that away from whatever we got going on and sit down and talk. If it ain't nothing, then don't let it be nothing. But let's stop doing this for entertainment. Like, I'm not trying to get in your entertainment with this.
Right. Well, that's what this show is about, because we got the peace guard in the building.
You already know.
And we always try to mediate and squash situations
Whatever it is, I done had people
up.
who know this man personally.
Right.
I say, hey, can you call him right now?
Hey.
Can you send him a text right now?
Dwight
Can
Howard.
you let him know, like, can we talk it out? Whatever it is, can we talk? But at this point, we don't need to do all that.
Well, you have that conversation right here on this couch.
I'm not trying.
but what's
We need to
done,
have
though?
a conversation outside of cameras and all of this stuff.
absolutely.
And none of this stuff
True
need to be where it need to be cameras and all that stuff where somebody could try to like throw in some BS. No, we could sit down in a room. We grown ass men. What is it? I'm 39. You 58.
Well, sometimes you cannot know what's going on or something wrong.
Okay.
That somebody else is lingering around, right? So that's why I mentioned the intersection between careers. Could that be? Could it be the media at the time?
Amping it up.
Right? He wasn't media at the time. That was
the dunk
passing you.
contest.
No, I'm just saying as the end of, I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
As the media he's Superman, right? So he's the next Shaq. He's the new Superman. Like a
Didn't they
lot
do
of
that to
those
Jordan?
narratives, huh?
Didn't they do that to Jordan and Kobe?
What?
Didn't they
He's
say
the
that
next
Kobe
Jordan.
was the next Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't see Jordan take offense at it and throw Kobe under the bus every chance he got.
Kobe, Jordan was a little, you know what I mean?
He's trying to kill that motherfucker every time on the court.
Okay, but that's what it's supposed to be. When we get on the court, I'm gonna show you on the court who really is the man. I'm not finna say it on TV.
Does that influence how you deal with players that are younger than you? Like, I'm sure there's young dudes that you talk to. Like, does that relationship with Shaq sort of change? Like, yo, I know I don't ever want to be that.
I have not.
If Bobo come out tomorrow, he's just like, man, Dwight Howard's ass, bro. I'll bust that nigga ass right now.
If Bobo did what?
Come out just like, yo, I'll bust that nigga ass right now. Instagram live. Yo, tell that nigga, tell him pull up to the live, bro. I'll bust his ass right now.
I'm gonna say
All
exactly
deck me.
what Stephen A. Smith say every time. Get off the weed, man. 'Cause that's what's gonna be happening. If you get on that doggone show and say that, yes, that's what's gonna happen. No, hell no. But no.
I promise you. I don't
Shaq gotta
have.
get his shit together. Honestly, y'all like,
We too old.
you know what I mean? Y'all gotta get y'all shit together.
I just hate that just
takes
in
two
general,
to,
bro.
It takes two to tango. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like, no matter if you ain't say nothing, respond before you responded, Shaq keep responding. You know, Shaq like that type of shit. Shaq like that energy. You know what I'm saying? That's what he do. He always been that. He gonna always do that. You feel me? So
He don't like that energy.
if it ain't nothing,
He don't like that energy.
if it ain't nothing,
Then don't let it be nothing.
don't let it be nothing.
Correct.
Shaq, let's have this conversation. Had a conversation.
Yeah,
If
we
it
can
ain't
have
shit,
it at
if it ain't shit,
7:30 p.m. in Brooklyn. We can start off at 7
p.m. We ain't gonna start at 7:30.
No, we're gonna start
You
at
got a
7, but he gonna come at 7:30.
Nah. We go to stand up right here. We gotta get a bigger couch though, champ.
Oh, yeah.
You need an extra couch.
Right here. But nah, real shit. I just think you talk about the fraternity.
Yeah.
So anytime me being a part of that fraternity can get ahead and squash some shit that really don't don't hold no weight, then I feel like that's my job individually and my role in the fraternity to stop a lot of bullshit. Right now, if it's real shit, y'all on your own. I don't get in front of real shit.
Right.
But when it's petty shit and it's shit that don't make no sense, then shit need to be handled.
It gotta be something
on
petty.
man time.
It gotta be something petty. We didn't play on the same team. He's 50 years old. It's 20 years. My elder in the league down there. I don't know.
Some wild shit.
It's just whack.
Yo,
man.
he cut me in line at the buffet at the NBA Awards. That was it. It was over.
I don't know. I just... Anyway.
We'll get y'all niggas together, man.
Because y'all both had, and I'm gonna throw it right to Kaz, because y'all both are members of this illustrious club.
Yes. One of the
You
greatest.
and Shaq have something very much in common. And I'm gonna let Kaz tee it off, because it's very weird.
Yes,
It's very
sir.
real. And this is your induction.
In the world of 7 p.m., we have what we call the Nasty Jersey Hall of Fame.
Yes,
It's
sir.
the team, number, and
fact.
combo that just does not.
I know mine gonna be Washington.
Right. Now, I was gonna say Orlando 12, solid. Laker 12, solid. Even Houston 12, solid. But there was a couple after that.
Some wild numbers in that
I
shit.
look a little crazy.
Washington was crazy.
Washington was crazy. I don't know what I was doing.
What number were you wearing in Washington?
21.
21.
Tried to
You
be
just
Kevin
nigga play first
Garnett.
base.
Tim
Nigga
Duncan.
just trying shit.
I was just trying,
You know what? This year I'm gonna beat
This
Garnett.
year, I'm gonna be Kevin Garnett. I'm gonna try to shoot off the glass like Tim Duncan the whole game.
Just trying shit.
Yeah. They said Kobe tried 1 year shooting left hand. I said I'm gonna just try 1 year a different number and just
That was your shit.
Yeah, so I got different jerseys.
Nah, I mean, it's on you, man. I mean,
Yes,
You
I had
picked the
to-
one that you felt the most uncomfortable. Bro, let's expand it to overseas.
word.
Oh, no, I had fun in my Taiwanese jersey.
Okay.
Jersey, though, it's just the look of the
the
jersey.
look was bad. The look was bad.
This is the worst jersey you
That's
ever put on your
expected.
body.
Not bad as expected over there. Like it's full of logos and all types.
Yeah, it
shit
just
like
was
that.
different, man. Like usually, like the NBA jerseys might say like 52 on the side.
Right.
This just said extra large, large.
China large. China small. I'm like, what the hell is this? They tripping. We had no socks.
Yo,
Man,
nothing no socks is crazy.
it's an experience. I had to, I'm not gonna lie though, even though it was some crazy stuff happened when I played in Taiwan, like our coach didn't speak no English.
You was
At
fucking
all.
with him too. I know you was fucking
I
with him.
was.
I know.
You say whatever in the huddle. Like, yeah, whatever, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
No, I
I'm
wasn't
ducking
going
this shit.
crazy
Fuck
on-
out of here. I'm shooting a three.
But sometimes,
Fuck
nah,
outta here.
he just, this what he said. Give Howard ball, go.
Give Howard
That
ball,
was
go.
it. That was it.
It's like a football play.
Don't get mad. Please don't
go.
get
Yo,
mad.
live
Y'all,
on three.
y'all gonna take this
Break.
clip and they gonna make it seem like I was talking about him. but
No. We fuck with
Nah,
Taiwan.
that's fire.
I love him, man. His name was Coach Bobo.
Shout out,
That's
Bobo.
He didn't
Hey,
speak
man.
no
True
English.
Bobo shit. Then
He had a cigarette with him all the time.
In the arena?
Everywhere. 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 He had a Lucy with him. Everywhere he wanted to have a little Lucy. He had a Lucy. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Newport
But he
Platinum
never spoke in no
Look at the square,
English.
man.
Half the team didn't speak English. So when I would bring the huddle in and I would say hard work on three, they would think I'd be saying Howard on three. So they'd be like 1, 2, 3, Howard. I'd be like, no, hard work, man. Huh? What?
Hard work.
The translator couldn't understand me because I'm country and black and I just sound crazy. So that was tough, man. We had 2 translators and it didn't work. Even my Google Translate was messing up on me.
Going to Asia, they are really the best.
Yeah, that's a fact.
As far as our fans and the way
Hey,
that they
bro.
love us and treat us, like
It's different.
it's different. Like
I be on
They
Red Book, whatever that
really-
shit called.
They
Yeah, I just got on
really,
Red Book.
they really love
They have a
us.
man fun
They
out there.
really love us. Like
Yeah.
and they watched us. It's like you said, they watched us as kids. They watched us grow all the way up. So they have this affinity for us that's just so strong. So anytime I get a chance to show my Asian community, the Filipinos and all that stuff, love, I have to because they done brought me through some tough times too. You know, that fan base, you know, they've always been loyal no matter what.
No, it's a lot of love over there. It's a lot of love over there. That
yeah, you
China,
look like-
Taiwan,
You know what it is, I
Taipei,
think, too? Like, and y'all can say
Globally.
more than anybody because y'all been over there and done that. Like, I feel like the internet effect doesn't really hit over there like it does here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll see you on Instagram, I'll see you on social media, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and then I see you at the mall or something like that. I'll be like, oh shit, that's Dwight Howard. Oh shit, that's Melo. But like, I feel like Asia, bro, hits like you Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like Jackson. You know what I mean? Like you pop out and everyone's like, yo,
the Philippines. China is crazy, like in the sense of like fandom, right?
They love the game.
The Philippines, though,
They love basketball.
like this is all they have. It's like a college town. Like they just got this college team to cheer for. They only have basketball.
And I was about to play over there.
What's the nasty jersey though?
The nastiest jersey, it got to be Washington Wizards.
21?
21.
The gray jersey.
It's just nasty. Like, what was I doing in Washington? And I love John Wall and the whole crew, but Washington just wasn't for me, man.
It was like color scheme just wasn't.
The color scheme,
You
just
and
everything.
Washington didn't go, man.
No.
Y'all ain't matched.
That was it.
right on time.
You know it.
America's #1 show, goddammit, and we got America's #1 segment. It's called Fuck With It or Fuck Out of Here, right? You know what I'm saying? It's where we ask you a question, something that's going on in pop culture. It could be music, it could be sports, whatever. And you tell us if you fucking with it, I agree. Or if it's a fuck out of here, Dwight Howard says, I do not approve, man. Get that shit out of here. Matter of fact, edit out the whole episode.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So first off, we got the Jimmy Butler-Miami situation is it's getting
Heated.
It's getting heated. The Heat are suspending Jimmy for a third time. You know what I mean? But this one is indefinite. It ain't 7 days. It ain't 3 days. It's like, yo, get the fuck out of here until we decide what we do with you. You know what I mean? Jimmy walked out of practice after being informed he would no longer be a starter. He responded to suspension by posting a montage of Tommy. He ain't got no job from the TV show Martin.
Come on, Jimmy.
I think a lot of it is funny. I think a lot of it is funny, but I think it's just it's just bad for the youngins to see. It's bad for the NBA. We don't need this type of attention.
Right. So the question is, fuck with it or fuck out of here. Should any NBA team take a chance on Jimmy Butler given his latest antics? Or is it like, hey, yo, get the fuck, if you in the front office, Dwight, and Jimmy Butler becomes available, are you making a move to get him on your roster? Or are you like, man, get this fucking dude the fuck out of here, man. He spends more money on bundles than on training.
I think he's a great player. I have nothing bad to say about him, but I probably wouldn't. Not at this point. It's just too much. He's a great player. I think he's also, he's had some situations. I don't know anything personally about him, so I can't speak on that. But from the stuff that I'm seeing and what's going on, I probably as a GM wouldn't sign him unless we had a conversation.
Right.
And it's like, yo, are you serious about winning right now? What's your goal? Is it winning? Is it money? Like, is it you being the star?
Right.
Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Because, I'm trying to take this team to the promised land, and I need a true leader. If you're going to be that leader for my team, this is what it's going to look like. So I don't know. I'm not fucking with Jimmy doing what he's doing either. Making a mockery of, himself and also the team, and jokes and stuff like that. At the end of the day, these people do employ him, so you gotta have some respect for them on that end. They are paying you 50 M's. Like, damn, give me 2. They pay him 50 M's.
And I think the big reason why he's doing this is because he wants another contract after
but
this.
I don't think this is the right way to get another contract.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a way to say, well, we're not going to give this person this much money. As good as he is, well, who's going to invest if they know that this could possibly end up in that same type of situation at the end of that contract? Is he going to do the same thing that he did with this, team? And this has been Minnesota.
I was about to say, this ain't the first time he's had
Chicago,
a crash out with a team.
Miami. And I like Jimmy, and I just want the best result for both parties. I know Pat Riley is more old school, so he's going to command his team the way he see fit, and as he should. This is his organization, so.
But do you think he's worth it as far as like
I can't
him
get,
putting the team over the top. You know what I mean?
I can't say that. I can't get into it.
Because that's the thing too. It's like y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you fucking with the fuck out of it. Because like, also,
no
is it a
NBA team should take a chance on Jimmy Butler giving his last antics.
You know what I'm saying?
A team better take a chance on Jimmy Butler.
So okay, so you saying yes, you saying no. Is it a combination of just the antics, or is it he ain't 24?
No,
he's on the wrong side of 30.
It's the right situation that Jimmy has to go to.
But what team is that?
The Lakers?
No.
Phoenix?
No.
Houston.
No.
Houston look pretty good without him. I like Amen Thompson.
Houston.
I ain't giving him
They
up.
already got a squad.
Nah, Houston could use
Milwaukee?
Jimmy Butler.
Milwaukee might be the best fit, low key.
Sometimes it's just good to stay where you at, man.
I'm just saying, if we talking
I'll
about
be
him
past
going
playing that
somewhere,
shit.
like
Okay,
if you
the
talking
league.
about wanting to win, or at least try to win, like Houston would be that spot.
Okay. I could see
Because
that being
they
one
got
team.
they got a younger team. They got a couple vets on the team already. They play your style of game. They play fast. They play hard as shit. They physical. They got a
Volleyball
dope
type
coach in
mentality. Yeah.
right? They got a different type of culture over there in Houston as opposed to before, right?
Okay.
And Ime ain't gonna let you do all that nut ass shit, right? I just think personally it comes down to, and there's nobody, we go back to nobody being on the team to have this conversation, which is why UD need to be down there. So we talk about opening them 2 spots for vets on the team.
Yeah.
This is the reason why, even though Jimmy's a vet, you gotta have a
somebody
real
with
conversation
older-
with Jimmy.
yeah.
My nigga, are you in or are you out?
Right.
Let me know.
It got to be somebody you respect.
Let me know so I'm gonna work this with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can't keep doing it, going up. But the shit was funny. The shit is cool. It was funny at first. Now it's affecting business.
Yeah, everybody's
Right?
business.
So everybody's looking at you now like you affect their business. You are a cancer to the business, not to the team. We know you can hoop. We know you can play. But you are you are a cancer.
You don't
You
want
are
that on your
becoming a
name.
cancer
You don't want that on your name.
to the organization. Now the organization looks embarrassed. Forget the team. The organization is starting to feel embarrassed. The
'Cause they-
organization is starting
yeah.
to feel backs against the wall. The organization is starting to get the call from Mickey Harrison and saying, yo, what the fuck are we going to do with this? Because now my circle is talking about this. Now it's different levels of conversations trickling down, Jimmy. So because of that, you have to figure out a way. Either you in with us or you out. And if you out, go to Pat, have a conversation with Pat. They suspending you indefinitely because that's the most minor way of handling this.
Right.
So we're gonna suspend you for a game or he's not gonna start. And that is just the slow death right there.
Yeah.
Right? Then it goes to, oh, he's not gonna start. Okay, now he walks out of practice. Right? You already don't feel like you're a part of what's going on anyway. So you know what? Fuck all of this shit. In his mind, he really feel like that picture that he posted. He ain't got no job. You know how crazy it is to feel like you ain't got you not with nobody and you whip somebody? That's very difficult. So my advice to Jimmy, let's however way you gotta sever this shit. Your money is your money, nigga. You'll get your money is your money. It ain't about the money.
All right, but at what
It ain't
point?
about the money, nigga. This is about now with Jimmy figuring out what you gonna do. Because your next move
Got to be your best.
may be your best and your last move
All right, but Melo,
at this point.
It got to be.
at what point is it on the organization though? Because I feel like you was in the same situation that Jimmy was several years ago. Because this is a guy who took him to some deep playoff runs.
I never went about anything this
Not-
type of way.
Not in that way, but I mean in the sense that they didn't bring enough talent around you after you
Yeah,
already sort of.
even still.
Yeah.
He still
Ask your
never
question, ask
acted
your
out.
question, ask
Yeah,
your
so I'm
question.
saying like right now, this is Jimmy Butler, had 2 deep Eastern Conference playoff runs, right? And every team that you beat has gotten better.
Mhm.
And it's been loud that he said, yo,
Mhm.
we got to go. They was trying to get in on Damian Lillard. Didn't
Mhm.
happen. Trying to get in on several
Mhm.
All-Star level players. Never really happened. And even the fans are like, yo, it's kind of whack that Jimmy is doing this. But
Mhm.
at the same time, what does Miami do to get players around him to keep the
No, keep
team
going,
good?
keep going.
And in your situation, I remember a couple episodes back when the Cleveland Cavaliers traded for Shumpert and JR. And it kind of signaled from the organization like, yo, we're not doing enough to try and help you anymore.
Absolutely.
So it could be a similar situation. At what point is it like, yo, on the organization to be like, yo, it's also your job to foster this star player and do the best you can to stay a winning organization.
Absolutely.
Do they get any
So to that point, which is why we hear AD talking about we ain't doing enough to put around. We need a center. I want to play the four. It's that happens, but guess what? You still go out there and hoop. My situation, I could have been flipped on New York. I could have been said shit in the media. Get the fuck out. I'm leaving. I could have posted shit like Tommy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was posting Ali with 7 arrows in him. Like, you know, I was posting shit like that, but that was me going through it and figuring it out. But one thing I never did, I never ran from it. I'm going to hoop. I'm going to stand down. Give a fuck what's going on in that front office. Leon Rose, you figure that shit out. I know at 7:15, 7:30 p.m., at 7 p.m., nigga, them lights on, the popcorn is popping.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
We gonna handle all that other shit. But I still gotta come play. So my thing to Jimmy is, you gotta be in. I was already in. I never was out. So that's what I put on the court. I'm here. This is what I'm doing. I don't know what they talking about in the office right now, and that's me and you speaking. I don't know what they saying, but I know I gotta go out there and I gotta lead these guys. Because if I don't, it ain't gonna be on them, it's gonna be on me. Right? So I understand the assignment. Jimmy situation is there's no more conversation with him and Pat. That is completely dismantled. That's completely over with.
Toast.
Jimmy is gonna do what the fuck Jimmy wants to do. He's gonna move the way that he wants to move. He's gonna do what he wants to do. And Pat been allowing him to do that forever. Now it comes a time where, no.
Chill out.
The culture is getting a little different here. We not winning now. We got it. And Jimmy feel like you're not putting a team around me. Like, what you want me to do? You know what? I ain't playing. Or you know what? I ain't. Like, now when it start getting back, shots fired that way, shit is ugly. And now that's what we seeing right now.
And you ain't winning
Jimmy,
that battle with the office.
In his mind, feel like he's not with the Miami Heat.
You shouldn't.
No, he's a free agent.
So we have to sever this moment. And I wish there was something in the CBA that you can go back to and say, because of this point in the CBA, we don't have to go through this. Like, if the guy wants to be out, let the fucking guy be out. That's what needs to be in the CBA. So as far as organizationally, yes, they have responsibility in this too. They got to handle this the way that they feel they need to handle. Not saying that it's the right way of handling this shit. I don't know how they handling it. I'm going from the outside, but also understanding how this shit worked, being in this seat now, being somebody who went through that, and now I can sit on this side and have a different perspective on it. Nigga, you fucking with the money now. Like, you fucking with top level shit now. Like, you ain't.
And they don't like that.
You ain't playing. Once you start let me tell you something. Once you start tapping into the pockets.
Yeah, it's over. It's quiet for you, bro.
It's quiet.
It is very quiet.
We know that. We ain't got to go too deep into that part of it. But, like, once you start tapping into pockets and it's affecting pockets, now them calls start coming.
Yeah, it's over.
Jimmy, man, chill out. Just be Tommy, man. Have your blank ID. Have your ID with nothing on there. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. But until this shit happen, because they going to Marbury you.
Yeah, just chill.
They going to Marbury you. They going to tell you, you know what? Don't even come around no more. Don't even, like, until we figure out what's next, don't even come around.
Just chill out.
And when they do that, there's no other team you're going to.
It's no other team you're going to.
Listen, I fuck with it because I love chaos and I pray on Miami's downfall as a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? Let's fucking go. Atlantic Conference is ours. Sick ass. Devious. You know what I'm saying? Next up, we got the NBA announced this year's participants in the dunk contest, which we have had words about before. You know what I'm saying?
Who is it?
At All-Star Weekend. It's the Orlando Magic's G League's Mac McClung. He's going for the first ever three-peat. He's competing against San Antonio's Stephon Castle, Chicago's Matas Bazelis, and Milwaukee's Andre Jackson Jr. If you don't really watch hoop, are you excited about this? That's not the question. The question is, fuck with it or fuck out of here. role
Fuck outta
players
here.
dominating the dunk contest roster.
My bad.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna go to you first because you are very much well known for jumping over Nick Legend, Nate
we need
Robinson.
some players.
I'm not a dunker. So.
We need some real like. If you don't have guys who people like, I understand role players doing the dunk contest, but you need some star power. You need guys that are that dunk in games that are like that got names. The Ja Morants, the Zion Williams, what's his name? From Houston, got the battle. Well, he was in it last year. He was in it last year, but I mean, these stars got to get it. Anthony Edwards,
Spider,
Ant-Man, yeah, true.
I don't know. Spider was in it before.
Cam Whitmore should be in it. Why Cam Whitmore not in it?
Cam Whitmore?
Yeah, well, come on.
He's
Cam,
solid, but you know.
That's from
that's
New York.
What is that a household name?
What, Bounce?
No, I know he got bounce. I mean, he's solid.
Dunk contest. I'm on time.
He said, "Cam what?
I'm on time with my son.
Cam got it.
They got two though. They got Cam and
Jalen Green and Thompson.
And Jalen Green.
Yeah.
But like you said, like the guys on the posters, you know what I'm saying? The marquee.
They need some.
Dudes.
They need some bigger names.
If you had to, cast it, whatever yourself, who would you put in it
this year?
Yeah,
probably Anthony Edwards, Ja, Zion.
Obi get up there too. Obi Toppin from
He was
Indiana.
already in it. You gotta.
And when
it's different than
Giannis,
there's
nothing you can do.
Is Giannis doing?
You know what? No, you gotta get
Jokić?
people that don't do NBA to do the dunk contest now. You might as well have an influencer dunk contest.
All right, so I've seen that take a lot when people are like, yo, we should just get these dudes on the internet that do crazy dunks to do dunk contests. But I never subscribed to that. I just always thought that it's not so much
this is NBA players.
Yeah, like it's not just the dunks that people are watching. It's like, yo, we want to see the personality. Like you did some great dunks, but it was nothing crazy. It was because you came out the phone booth. You had the Superman
Jumped
shirt,
over
put the cape on. You do all that shit. The dunk contest it's the only exhibition in the Big Four of sports that has so much emphasis on it. Like nobody, probably the home run derby is the next
one thing you have to do.
Right. And it's like, yo, it don't matter if the dudes are doing like double between the legs, none of that shit. We want to see the stars come out there, get on the spotlight, and just do something, bro. If Ant Edwards went out there,
they
ain't gonna like it. I already know.
If they announce tomorrow, Ant Edwards, Ja Morant, Zion Williamson is all the dunk contests, I promise you, they wouldn't care about the actual dunks
at all. I'll tell you this right now. They would care
about just them being in it.
I'm telling you right now, as a fan, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna take it a step further. It's even more so about that. Like you said, the fraternity, the camaraderie, y'all mic'd up. Man, that shit was ass, nigga. Fuck out of here. That shit was trash. Like, that's what the fans really want to see. Like, y'all interacting with each other.
All-stars, like,
these networks are kicking their ass right now.
Like, yo, you know what I'm
saying? Again, we speaking from this side of the room now. So it's like, these networks is kicking their ass.
Yeah.
Because they like, what the fuck? Adam Silver, like, what are we doing? Like, I need your help, Adam Silver. Like, we can't keep this. It's nothing. First of all, I fuck with role players dominating the dunk contest because it's opportunity.
Yeah.
If them niggas don't want to do it, nigga, I'll do it. I'll step up and do it. Like, this is still a major moment for the quote unquote role players who are actually in it.
What kind of dunks? It seemed like every dunk has been done.
Everything, bro. We had Blake on here.
If you were the All-Star, the dunk contest got to be 4 niggas from the All-Star team. Like, it's mandatory, like 4 people from the All-Star team in the dunk contest.
Yeah, I don't care if Luka does 3 layups, bro. You got to do it. Nigga, you got to be in there.
Go out there and honey dip.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had Blake on, and after homie, you jumped over a human being with a cape on and dunked from like the fucking 3-point line. Then we got Blake jumping over a car.
Jump over the car.
What else is there after you jump over a car?
But I'll tell you this though.
Jump from the catwalk, you know what I mean, with a parachute. Like on some Call of Duty shit. Like, what else is there?
Down, man.
But I'll tell you this though, the dunk contest in Toronto with Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, like, not
those
saying
are
they was
dunkers
those
though.
are dunkers.
Right.
Those are, and they are
dunkers.
they was playing like they were prominent names. You know, there was names in the league.
Yes,
Zach
right.
LaVine, Aaron Gordon's a champion.
And they known for dunking.
And they known for dunking.
Yeah.
So they took on that role.
It's rough, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think our generation ruined the dunk contest because we had some high flyers in our generation, right?
Hey, what's with it?
Bron never did the dunk contest.
No.
And this was like, that
Face
was
of the
supposed to
league.
keep it going,
Mhm.
right? Like, Bron in the dunk contest is like Dominique and MJ
Yes.
and Vince
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Jason Richardson.
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
you know what I mean? So it was other players throughout that generation that was supposed to be in the,
In the
dunk contest.
Yo,
that didn't do it.
Right? For whatever reason that it wasn't, I'm just saying because our generation, the stars started to do more like, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, we ain't doing, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, I just want to chill All-Star Weekend. Yo, we need a week off at All-Star. Like, we was that generation who kind of kicked that off.
And now
So
it's
now
what it
the
is.
generation that comes after that, who's kind of intertwined into that generation, is looking at that like, oh, shit.
Those are my OGs.
Yeah.
Cole came to the game All-Star Weekend on Sunday.
In a suit?
He pulled up. Word, niggas is doing, yo, I'm not coming till Saturday. Like, I'm not, it starts to trickle down because you are in that position now. You're part of a small community that who can make those shots. I mean, I ain't coming, I ain't doing no media day, man. I'm coming Saturday. Like, that's what begins to happen. So this generation is like, man, I ain't doing that shit. That shit like corny now. Like, because now they are part of a All-Star Weekend that is not the same.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now they're part of the people bashing All-Star Weekend. So they like, nah, I'm not going up there. Niggas,
Not just All-Star Weekend, but the game too.
The game too.
You know what I mean? Like the popularity of the game is so, even if you didn't pay, I mean, I know people who wouldn't pay attention to the NBA season until February. You know what I mean? Till the All-Star game. That was when like the season really started for them because with the dunk contest, you see all the best players. People didn't really have league pass like that. So it was like the first time you really got to see all these guys on the same court. So now it's like, well, I could watch all this. I could watch every single highlight possible on Instagram every day. You know what I mean? Like just the general excitement.
Yeah, but if
isn't
you
there now?
you could dunk. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to go up there 3 times and all that. You know what I mean?
It's a little
do a
different.
couple dunks and shit. That's what you do though. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a little different when you're doing the dunk contest and you in the game dunking.
Yeah.
Because in the dunk contest, it's just you. And you got to hype up the crowd. You got to build your own energy. During the game,
showman.
During the game, you got to be a showman. During the game, you got your other teammates. You got the crowd. You got everyone.
You got the bench doing this.
You got something going on. So it's like you can build your energy off the crowd. But in the dunk contest, it's like you got to provide your own energy. You got to get everybody hyped. I remember my first year, I was like, man, I gotta catch the crowd. What can I do to get the crowd's attention? Once you get their attention, now it's like they at your mercy. You doing whatever you can to keep them laughing, keep them entertained. So it's all about entertainment at that moment. So be for that, not the Olympics, but the first dunk contest when I had the Superman cape, I was like, I set everything up to like keep amping the crowd up. If I get to that third dunk, this got to be the Superman dunk. My first 2 dunks get everybody going. And the third dunk is like, oh, this the one. And, you know, it's all about, you know, hyping the crowd up and getting their attention.
But you're a showman.
Yeah.
Anybody, a lot of people think that athletes, I'm going to speak on basketball players. On basketball, but I can't speak on another sport. On basketball players, a lot of people think that we are naturally just like showmen and like naturally love the spotlight or naturally love to be forward facing. It's like majority of us as basketball players don't like none of that shit.
We seen the meme explain.
We're not comfortable in having the spotlight just on us as an individual. When you go out there in the dunk contest and it's just you. A lot of people don't know how to interact. A lot of people don't know how to speak. A lot of people don't know what to say, how to handle, what to move.
Crowd control.
They don't know. That's hard to do. It's easy when it's 5 of us on the floor, 10 of us on the floor, and I'm amping everybody up, right? But I got other guys out there on the court with me, right? I'm coming to the bench, I'm getting cheered, timeout, you know, all that type of shit. You make a dunk, you just got a couple niggas over there with cameras.
And don't let you miss the first one either. Because
the crowd just go sit down. You know, that would be the time where I go sit down. After if I miss the first one,
You standing up?
I'm gonna go sit down.
You done?
You giving up already? I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Why?
I'm done. It's over.
Listen,
Nigga, they already looking at me nasty.
it's like, it's over.
it's over.
That energy's gone.
That's that first one. That's that first one. It's already over.
But I fuck with. I fuck with the youngest taking
You know what I'm saying?
taking over.
I'm not fucking with it. I want the faces of the game, the guys on the Wheaties box, goddamn it, dunking the basketball. Speaking of the faces on the Wheaties box, showmanship, entertainment, you know what I mean? That natural ability to just entertain the masses doing whatever.
Yeah.
You had a pretty successful run, you know what I'm saying, on Dancing with the Stars. You feel me?
Yo.
Out here doing what it do, you know what I'm saying?
That was one of the
Spotlight on
best
you.
things I could have ever done for my life, was Dancing with the Stars. I tell people all the time I didn't win the mirror ball, but I won. I got married from being on Dancing with the Stars. I found my wife while I was there. I actually learned how to really dance, and I enjoyed it. And I took the same kind of mindset that I had with basketball. I'm going to have my fun, but I'm going to go hard. We're doing 10-hour days of dancing. 10-hour days. Usually people are doing 4 hours. You get 4 to 5 hours to train. But I'm like, yo, we got to do overtime. I want to get my body right. I want to learn these moves, because each week, every 4 days, you learn a new dance. So, it was a lot, man, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time. I think you should do it.
Nah, never.
Yeah.
I'm about to say.
Listen.
It's bugging, man.
Hold on.
No, for real.
Melo got moves.
Melo got moves.
Melo got moves.
Can we
It's not
pull it up?
Melo got moves, dog.
I can dance on it.
He got moves. Hey, hold on.
Bruh.
I used to be in
That's
practice.
the most I ever seen Melo dance.
Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I can really go. I can dance.
You got to see the TikToks, bro.
I got
you should
rhythm.
do.
You know what
You
I'm saying?
should do
that's all it
Dancing with the
takes.
Stars.
Dancing who?
Dancing with the Stars.
Fucking with it the fuck out of here.
Nah,
Fucking
never.
with it.
Melo could be the
it.
next NBA
Do it.
vet to win.
Never.
Dancing with the Stars.
They would never get me up there.
See, the thing is, I was wanting to do it for 3 years.
I honestly, I'm happy that you did that. I think Dance with the Stars and
Was
you
for me.
met at the same time, the perfect time.
So now,
Y'all met at the perfect time.
Okay.
It ain't no perfect time for me to get out there with.
But no,
I'm not
it's
winning
good,
that. I'm
man.
not
It's
doing
just
that.
like a good way to because obviously sometimes we had that itch to want to compete.
yeah.
But now this is something different that we can compete
competition.
in.
Yeah, I'm
for our
gonna go fish.
Yeah.
No, that's different.
I got to reel in a goddamn dolphin.
That's a lot of energy.
competing.
That's competing. But no,
I
I
don't want to
promise you,
compete with my
this
feet
is
no more though.
but yo, now I feel like you walking in the club like on some Omarion shit. Like,
I'm saying
I
he just
do.
walked. He probably been in the house dancing all day.
He know I be dancing
Where
all
my
the
section
time. I
at?
used to have my speaker, and I used to just play music and dance all the time. So now when I got on Dancing with the Stars, it was times 10. Like I was coming in there ticking, pop light, doing all that.
oh shit.
And my dance partner, she's 5'2". My dance partner, 5'2". So it was really difficult for us to have to do our dances, because in all our dances, she's not supposed to leave the ground, for one. And then I'm not supposed to hunch over. Those are the 2 rules of ballroom dancing. So I had to work on my posture, keeping everything upright, stuff like that. It really helped with my hips, so it's good for hips.
I'm happy for you, Chet.
If I'm a young man, hey man, go get
I'm
you
sure it
some
helps your
dancing
confidence,
shoes to
too.
help with confidence. Like,
Ballroom
man.
dance up doors at a black tie event or something like that.
I had the time of my life, man. I ain't gonna even front. I had the time of my life, but it is a lot of work, man. It is a lot of work. I felt like I was really in another NBA season, the way we had to work and practice and stuff like that. But I'd do it again. And it's another show you would do.
What?
Special Forces.
No, so
that's
the
hard.
Navy SEAL shit,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, so something like that, I'm into.
Yes.
I'm into
Yes.
that. You know, I just saw a clip
Yes.
before we ran. I just saw a clip of Sir jumped on the helicopter.
Yeah, see, we had to jump off the helicopter backwards. I had to jump off the helicopter backwards into the ocean. I had to get set on fire, tear gas.
I'm not never going through that much pain in life. Why do I want to experience some being set on fire, my nigga? Like, why? I'm never going to jump out of plane backwards. I'm never doing this shit.
Just because,
The
all right, for
competitive
me,
spirit.
yeah, because I played basketball, so it's like I want to try to do something that's going to push my will to see how strong I am mentally.
Respectfully.
And so all of this stuff was like doing that, like doing drown proof testing, having to like, we had to tie our hands and our feet together and jump to the bottom of the lake, push ourselves up, get air, go back down, keep doing this over 20 times.
Nah, that shit is serious. I watched it.
First
of all, I mean, Yo, for real. It was different. I watch shit like that. I mentor shit like that. But I ain't, you know, and some of that shit's just too extreme for me. You know what I mean? I like to be on solid ground.
I understand that now. You're right.
I ain't really with that.
That really helped me overcome a lot of different, like, small little anxieties that I had
Why do I want to feel
myself.
like I'm drowning?
Because it's good.
Anyway,
You get to understand like how fear can control you, how you can allow something that's not even real to control your whole mind and your thought process. Like that's what I was thinking about. Like the hardest thing we had to do wasn't even none of the strenuous work. Like we got kidnapped, all that stuff. But the hardest thing out of all that, I know you like kidnapped. How somebody kidnap your big ass? Yes.
No, I understand niggas get kidnapped. People get kidnapped.
We got kidnapped. But the hardest thing we had to do was write death letters to our kids. Oh. Like I had to write a death letter to my kids explaining to them that it's the last time you're going to hear from your father.
Just in case. Like,
just in case.
Because you got to go through the whole program.
No, something would have happened and we had to sign death waivers. So we had to sign death waivers and write death letters.
Well, guess what? I'm happy you here with me today.
You made it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We appreciate you, man. Coming to 7 p.m., man. It's hopefully you enjoy kind of the ambiance and just the energy that we bring to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, man. You were somebody that was definitely, the name kept coming up about getting you on this couch and having you kind of tell your story, but also giving you the flowers that you deserve.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully, Shaq, nigga, let's have a conversation.
Mediation.
So, well, you know what I'm saying? 7 p.m. Dwight, I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Y'all know what it is, man. This is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, a Wave original. It's presented by FanDuel, you know what I mean? If you haven't already, man, what are you doing? Hit that little subscribe button. It's right there. Look, hit it. You know what I'm saying? Tap, bing, bang, bang. Hit the bell. You know what I'm saying? Like the YouTube, like the podcast channels, like, rate, review. You know what I'm saying? Just get engaged. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, the Kid Mero, the Human Direct Flight, baby. It's 7 p.m. You know what time it is? Come on.
Peace.